In this video, we're going to see how we can train our own custom YOLO26 model on an African wildlife dataset. So it's going to contain a bunch of different classes of animals. We have elephants, rhinos, zebras, all these different things. We're going to cover how to set up the dataset structure, how to open up in a Google Colab notebook so we can just use a few commands, and then we can train on free GPU resources and train a new YOLO26 model. Let's just jump straight into it. We've opened up our documentation. Inside our dataset tab, we already have datasets, a ton of datasets available for all different modes and tasks that we have. So this one here is the African wildlife. We already did it on one of the previous YOLO 11 models, but this is a pretty cool one with the new YOLO26, and then we can do a comparison and see what the differences are. If you want to use any of the other datasets, so you can use them directly out of the box, just specify the path to it, and you can use that for your own model and build the logic on top of it in your computer vision applications and projects. So we have around 1,000 images. This is a pretty good size for a good starting data set. We have 200 images for validation and also for our testing. This is the dataset YAML file where we pretty much just specify the path to our training set, validation split, and our test split. This is all the different classes that we have. So we're going to predict and detect buffalo, elephant, rhino, and zebra. You can download the dataset automatically here. If you just use this URL, then you can extend the dataset on your own, use it in your own datasets and so on, refine the bounding boxes in the annotations, or pretty much just add more data yourself. So this is pretty cool. All of it will work out of the box. You can either use it through the CLI tool or in the Python script. So it's just a single command and we can set up our training of our YOLO26 model. So this is a pretty cool use case. Let's just go in and open up a Google Colab notebook so you can use the free GPU resources available in here. I'm just going to start it from scratch. A lot of other videos we cover on the channel, everything will be down in the description or in the Ultralytics GitHub repositories. So let's just go into the runtime. We can change the runtime. You can specify which one you want to run on. I'm just going to run on a T4. I think this is the free GPU resource available with Colab. So the first thing that we have to do is just pip install Ultralytics. If you run into any problems or anything with the new YOLO26 model, it's most likely because you haven't gotten the newest version of Ultralytics, so you can either upgrade it or just pip reinstall the Ultralytics package. But this is the only thing that we have to set up in Google Colab. It doesn't persist, so if it closes down, it's not going to save any of the things that you have in your folder, so make sure that you're aware of that. So the only thing that we just have to do is just pip install Ultralytics, then we can take the code snippet from the Ultralytics documentation. It will be available over here and it will download automatically. Right now we're just going to train the nano model. Let's just go for 50 epochs and we can specify image size, you can specify batch size, all these different parameters. I usually just go with the default values. It works the best in 95% of the cases. So let's just hit train here. We're going to create an instance of our model. We just called it .train on this dataset file. If you want to see how you can build out your own custom dataset with annotations and all of these things, we cover that on the channel as well. We have full videos covering the full end-to-end pipeline, how to evaluate the model, deploy it into production. Everything is covered. But we have an auto annotation tool as well, so you can just give it a folder of images, also a video that you can just chunk up. Then you can specify prompted what class you want to detect, and it's going to give you the initial bounding boxes. We also have different annotation tools where you can do it yourself manually or refine the labels, so make sure to check those videos out. Then it's just going to export into the YOLO format. So if we go inside the Dataset tab, we will have our African wildlife. We're going to have an image and a label folder. Inside each of those, we will have our test, train, and validation splits. So here we just have all our images. If you just take a look at one of the examples, this is what it's going to load in. So we have a buffalo there, and then we'll have our corresponding labels for images. So for a test, we'll have the first image here, and this is going to be 0 index because this is the buffalo, and then we have the normalized coordinates here of our bounding box. So this is the exact same format that we need, and then everything is good to go. We can see that it has already started the training while I was explaining the dataset structure. We also have the data YAML file here. This is the only thing that you just need to drop in there. This is the exact same one as we had in the documentation, and then the rest will be taken care of. Go grab a coffee, come back, and then your model will be trained and you can start using it in your own projects and applications. So we have a runs folder where everything will be saved into all the different checkpoints for each epoch when you have the best available model. You can always just download the weights. Once it's done, we will get all the training graphs, we will get all the validation predictions and everything that we can take a look at before determining if we need to run more iterations, do we need to refine our data set, or is our model good to go, and we can then just export it. So while it's training here, I'm just going to go back into the documentation. If we go inside our modes, we can then run prediction after, so we can train. You can run validation, it's going to do that automatically after the training run, and then we can run a prediction. We just grab the code again. So this is just an example of how we can run it on the source, on a simple image. You can use screenshots, PLI, OpenCV, anything here, but we're just going to grab this one, and you can use the CLI tool, or you can use the Python script. You can specify all these arguments that is defined in here. So for each mode, you can see all the arguments at the bottom of the documentation pages, also with the default values and the descriptions if you want to fine tune it yourself. So just set up the predict, and this is how easy it is to run. And then inside our weights folder, once it's done, we're gonna grab the best.pt. So it's probably saving a file here. I'll just copy the path. This is our own custom model. It's gonna be train weights, and then inside weights, we're gonna have our best.pt once it's done training. So this is how we can run our inference, and then we can just grab an image from our test split. Let's try to just grab this buffalo, the test split. The model has never been trained on that before. So we can copy the path here. We're gonna save it, so we can actually pull it up later on and see the output results. This is the image size. So the image size here should be the same as you're training on. You can also just not specify anything, and it will do it automatically. So let's just try and do that, and we'll have a confidence score at 0.25. So once it's done training, we can run this prediction step. This notebook cell is still running. So while we're still just running, I can still go in, see how we can set up export. You can also do tracking and so on. So once you have your model done, we need to export into an optimized framework, and we have all these ones available. So OpenWindow for Intel CPUs, Core ML if you start to get into the Apple ecosystem, TensorRT for NVIDIA GPUs, ONNX is pretty good for just CPU and TPU inference on all different types of devices. All we have to do is just grab this again. You can use the CLI tool or the Python command. I'll just show you how we can use the CLI tool. There we go. In a Google Colab notebook, we just have exclamation mark, and it will run terminal commands. So we just have to grab the same path to our model. It's going to be this one. And the format, we're just going to export it into ONNX. So while I was training for 10 epochs, we got the prediction up and running, we have the training running, I explained all the different structure, and also set up the export command, so everything is ready to go. We still have time to grab a coffee, so let's do that and get back and take a look at the training results. So now our model is done training, and we can see at the end here, we actually end up with very good results, like 0.95 in our mean error position, and it's pretty much just going up over time for the number of epochs. It probably only took like 15-20 minutes to train all this model here. As we can see here, like around 30 minutes. So this is pretty awesome results. We get high precision recall for most of the classes. We can see we have a bit harder time detecting the zebra compared to the other ones. Then we're pretty much good to go. If we go inside here, we now have our best.pt. We have all our training graphs, and we also have our results.png. So we can see if the model has converged. So we can see it has started to pretty much converge here. Maybe the loss is still going down slightly, mean error position is still going up slightly, but we have a pretty good model. You can take a look at the validation badges for predictions. Make sure you take the predictions and not the labels. Then you can see detections on images that the model has not been trained on. So we can see some pretty complex scenarios here, like this one, and here we also get the 2 rhinos detected with very high confidence. We have some zebras here, 3 zebras detected, 2 buffaloes, so that's also a pretty good detection. So yeah, we can run our own inference. We just take the weights.best.pt, and then we run a prediction on this one, and we already got the results back. So here we have the bounding boxes or the original image, and then we'll have our bounding boxes that we can extract. So if we go in, we will now have our predict folder. Inside our predict folder, we will have our image, because we had that saved argument in our prediction. So this is how we run the prediction. Then at the end, we are happy with our model. We can then export it into the ONNX format. Then you can use that in your own applications and projects. So it's going to set up everything automatically here. If any dependencies are missing, it will download it and set it up. There we go. Now we can see that the results has been saved into our weights folder. So we go inside train, weights, and now we also have our best.ONNX. We right click, hit download, it's going to download to our computer, and we're good to go. This is how we can train a YOLO26 model on the African wildlife dataset. You can use this as well, all the other datasets on the Ultralytics documentation, any of the models, any of the versions, or you can bring your own dataset. Hope you learned on this video here, guys. Hope to see you guys in one of the upcoming videos. Until then, happy training.